That would help.
And again. Oops,
never fails.
Never.
You guys hear me?
Oh
Yes.
man, we hear you good. It's me that always has to be muted. It's like a tradition now. That's me, be muted. And I'm like,
beautiful.
I'm gonna unmute it. And it still didn't do it, man. Come on. What is up, everyone? Happy New Comic Book Day. Like Christmas every week for us comic book fans.
Never
52
fails.
times a year. Christmas every week for us. Gotta love it. We all do. Happy Whiplash Wednesdays. What is going on, my fellas? Next to me, our guy, the fabulous one, and our guy, the beautiful Stef. You know what I'm saying? You're a superstar over there. You know what I'm saying? This is an Instagram where you can put your little. You know what I mean? What is going on? Sorry for the lateness. It's my fault yet again. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Herm wasn't feeling great earlier. He had to get some sleep. You know what I'm saying? And then I overslept. But you guys know how it is. It doesn't matter if I start at 6. Doesn't matter if I start at 8:30. Somehow I find a way to be late. Either if it's physically or technology. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's me. That's me all the way. Not at all.
So before I get to the plug-in and before I get to these beautiful people that are in the chat, how are you guys doing? How was your day? How's your week so far? Starting with Stef.
Good, man. I can't complain. It's been good. It was my grandma's birthday Monday.
Ooh,
Valentine's
happy birthday,
Day, right?
Grandma.
Station.
85, yeah. So that was cool. I got to see a few of my family members I hadn't seen in a minute at a small little dinner, so that was fun. Beyond that, I watched some Battlestar. I'm here with you, fine gents. I couldn't be happier.
Yes. Phable, how was your day? I know you work, but I'm still gonna ask you how was your week so far.
Tiring.
I know you got jealous when I said I took a nap. You know what I mean? I know you're like, this mother, how do you complaining? And I'm tired.
Long hard day. You're tired. You just want to go home, sit down. But then, let's talk about it. Remastered is on, and it's like, whoop, second win. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Do this. Heck yeah. What better? What better to finish out the night with Whiplash Wednesday than some Let's Talk About It Remaster. And, of course, today we're covering Battlestar Galactica yet again, episodes 5 and 6. For those of you who I hope you saw it, and if you didn't, you can go back. It's still early. And go watch all those other ones, including the miniseries, the 2-parter, before the season starts. Season starts like it's starting now. It's starting off for me, but you can go back and watch all that on Peacock there for free. You get some commercials and all that, but it's like 30 seconds here, 60 seconds there. It's not that bad.
Stressed enough how like those commercials aren't inconvenient at all. Like you almost don't notice them a lot of the time. So. Yeah. Like check it out, please.
Yes, and
they'll have a better experience than us because we gotta wait every freaking week to watch the next 2 episodes. If they go right now and they watch these 6 in a row, they're gonna go crazy. It's like,
oh yeah. They're gonna be like, okay, I'll check it out, and then they start
They'll
watching.
Oh,
That's what I did. And I've been good. I haven't went and watched the 7th episode yet because I don't want to watch them. I don't want to get influenced until I watch and talk about these first before I get to 7 and 8, which we're covering next week. And of course, like I said, you can watch that on Peacock, guys. Peacock must love us. We don't even.
I'm so serious about watching these and keeping the buzz for it. Right, that like anytime the 2 episodes end, like the last episode ends, and it's like previously on Battlestar Galactica, I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. I got to cut you off. And I don't want to, but I have to,
Yeah. You know what's funny? When I was searching for like pictures, I got a few pictures. Hopefully I'll get better. I try not to go too deep down because once they show you the episode picture, they show you pictures from the future. And I'm like, no, I didn't see that. No spoilers. So far. But I'm like, guy, even though there's a show that came out in 2004, 2005, Did I get the years right? Yeah. I'd still like. I don't want spoilers. It's like new to me, and I can't wait to cover it with you guys. The whole season is just phenomenal. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. If anybody hasn't seen it yet, trust me, these guys won't do you wrong, man. They've been doing me right so much. Steph with the freaking movies, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this one, and they got to be good, you know what I'm saying? So, and Steph and Phable, we trust, you know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. These guys know what they're talking about. So, real quick, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ding, ding, ding that bell for notification for future video, like it says down there. And yeah, man. All the backlog bros, and what is that? I don't know. Peace be Army, Bad Batch, the creators and all of that. All their links are down there. We're gonna go through what happened during the day, but I feel like we should go into chats real quick because there was a lot of people up in here just earlier. And I'd like to say hi to them. I might have missed a few of them because the chat jumps once you start the show, so you won't really get to see any of the stuff that happened before. That gets me kind of mad. But the first one up is our guy, Comickings. Listen to your king. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Station always causing trouble in them chats. What's going on, Brandon? Great interview earlier. Great interview. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That was fun.
He always finds a way to find some way to get Cyclops in there. You know what I'm saying? Like like always. And then I have to, of course, defend Cyclops. You know what I mean? Because I like Havoc a lot.
His adamant,
you know what I'm saying?
I think his adamant hatred for Cyclops is gonna inadvertently, like subconsciously, turn into an enduring love for Cyclops eventually, and he's not even gonna realize it. You know,
he's not gonna realize it. It's like, I really love him. You know what I mean? Right. Like you see in the movies. You know what I mean? Like they pretend they hate someone. They'll pretend they think they hate someone, and then all of a sudden, but I love them. You know what I mean? Fuckers, like, go. What's taking so long? 8 o'clock? Let's go. Yeah. That's Big Herm's fault. Big Herm's fault. John Thomas is in the house. He's saying Trav, Papa Boom. That means Robbie was just in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still here, but Station Robbie, I didn't get to watch you earlier. I was too busy trying to get ready and all that. And you was last time I was like chilling. I was good. It was technology that made us late. But this time was actually me. So, Robbie, you're still there. Station, my man, thanks for popping by and showing us all the love. He is the bridge to our show now. Like, it's cool to say that. That's like, awesome, Robbie, Rockin' Robbie, pop culture philosopher. We usually start the show on Sundays for him. You know, we're the pre-show. So on Whiplash Wednesday, he's the bridge to the
talk about it
remastered. Yeah, I was gonna say hashtag blame Phable tonight. I almost did it again. Damn
it. I'm glad to see Robbie on the gram more, bro.
Yeah. Welcome to the gram, man. It's amazing. I try to do more videos. I want to do more videos on there, but I'm always on there with you guys. You know, sometimes that's just enough for me. But I wanted to kind of like pop up, but like I said, I knocked out. I wanted to pop up, talk a little wrestling. There's a lot of wrestling news out there, you know what I mean? And but I don't want I want to get grilled by my man Steph. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a wrestling show, you know.
Let it slide for a little bit, just a little
bit. Keeps us, the enforcer keeps us in check all the time. Rogue Collecting, excellent. Station. Thanks for joining us, Rogue. Brother Joe, real American hero. Thank you, Rogue. Much love. Yes, much love. TM Nerdy Station, great interview with J Rails. I enjoyed it. She is always a ball of energy to watch with that girl squad. She's like leads them and stuff like that. At least that's how I feel. Even though they're all awesome. Station to her, great interview earlier. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody. James Phelps all over the place. Station. He was earlier and everywhere. The best he can. Thank you so much for being on here. Herm's gonna be Herm, and we're here for it. Yeah, right.
We go.
Herm's late. Technology is bad. He can't even unmute his he can't do anything right. You know what I mean? Oh man, I hope I got everybody. Oh, there we go. Station, it's my honor, Herm. Thank you.
Pop.
Just for you. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Just for you. This is just for you. Pop, boom. That was just you guys know I didn't think that, but that's his thing. He loves it. And you know we appreciate you all the time. So I did that just for you. I hope I did it okay. um. So yeah, a little later, earlier today we had a couple of. I'm gonna not just talk about earlier today, but I'm gonna talk about because we had a lot of fun on Sunday with our
Oh
guy
yeah,
Bob from Everything Comics. You know what I
that
mean? That
was
early
yeah.
3 o'clock Super Bowl, the main course of Sunday. Really, let's be honest. That Super Bowl was all right. It was all right, but our show was great. Bob was amazing. Um, The Last Dragon. I'm telling you, I love that movie so much. I was like, wait, we already saw it. Like, it's a new movie to watch. A new movie to watch.
We'll do
So
part two.
part two. So I enjoyed Bob a lot. I'm sure you guys enjoyed it too.
Fantastic, man. Absolute
Great
pleasure.
dude,
Yeah.
great dude. Yeah, it was an honor. You know what I mean? It was tough not to see him Monday morning with Bueller, but you know,
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. It was
nothing,
a great time.
not, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nothing but great stuff out of Bob, and maybe a future show with all of us. Maybe I don't want to say yet, but there might be a future show with all of us. So fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Some more
I'm down.
from Bob with us. You know what I mean? And keep on keeping on. You know what I mean? We had Nick come out with the cadet video, the new
Oh
comics
yeah.
for the week. If you want to see everything new that comes out, he'll show you the whole line and all that from Cadet's video. And then our guy Brandon, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Comic King
sir.
Creators Corner came back today with a flurry. Spurrier up in the house and he took up
Yes,
some
sir.
Legion of X. And I guess that's coming out next week or something like that. At least that's what I was listening. Some what you guys feel about that so far with the interview and all that? You know, I mean, I know Fable probably working, but
Yeah.
are you guys excited for that comic?
Yeah, yeah. I think that was a really good sit down. Spurrier, his energy definitely warranted me checking out like any issue ones he puts out in the future. Like seemed
Right.
like a cool dude. So yeah, but I've always he knew who Chamber was, and he was like naming all these offshoot
It was
X Men
his
characters. I
favorite.
was like, oh,
He's like, that's my
bro.
favorite. I'm like,
I was
what?
like, yes, you just won me over forever with that one line. So that was
Yeah, yeah,
completely.
yeah. Good dude, good dude. I wasn't gonna pick it up, and I'm just like, damn, I might have to pick this one up, man. Damn it. Hashtag blame
What?
Brandon. You know what I mean? Comic Kings, man. It's your fault, man. I might got to get a book I wasn't gonna get. But Station, like we just talked about earlier, chatting with the community, comic book community, J Rails right here, episode
Sure.
42.
So
Keep
42.
on keeping on with the episode. Excellent interview and all that. Amazing. And did I miss anybody? Did I miss? I think that's it, right? Of course, we did talk about Robbie. Robbie has his Instagram show now. He shows his stuff, which I gotta watch on the rewind. And anybody just go back and watch that on the rewind. He is a ball to watch, and we
Oh,
Yeah.
miss him on Sunday nights. We do miss him. So if I'm not
not the
mistaken, he's
same.
back this Sunday. You know what I mean?
This
Sunday,
Sunday?
rockin' Robbie. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So, whoo. So
Oh,
real
okay.
quick,
Return to normal.
yeah. So real quick, tomorrow
Nice.
the Amazing
Yeah.
Collected Edition show. Let me get that banner out of there. Amazing Collected Edition show will be tomorrow. This was supposed to be Monday, but I wasn't gonna do that on Valentine's Day, the day of the Amor. You know what I mean? So, me and Fargate tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm trying my very best to be on time because Fargate probably has to work. You know what I'm saying? And he'll kick my butt. So 6 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. Check us out. Everything collected edition, what we got, the hauls and all of that. We talk all that. We take a look at the BCBS and what's coming out in the next 2 months. We're on about collecting and all that. That should be good. And guys, the return of my haul video. It's been a month, believe it or
Oh,
not.
wow.
A
Oh,
collection of new
Lord.
comic book day hauls. I showed books from the last 4 weeks, and I've got the Jade McCade one right there. That book was amazing. I was gonna review that and get to reread, but I enjoyed that book so much. I read that like people were saying it was good. So when I read it, that and the Black Cat and Mary Jane Black Cat, I freaking enjoyed those two together. Like it reminded you a lot of the past. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But
Nice.
I'm gonna make sure that if I don't talk about it today, I'll talk about it next week because that is a phenomenal. People are saying that's like one of the best Spider-Man books back to back since freaking the Superior Spider-Man stuff. That's how people been loving it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I enjoy the heck out of it. So Jay McKay, maybe they got the wrong guy on the book. Maybe they should have had him in there. So
yeah, he's definitely heating up over there, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I didn't read this week's with the Patrick Gleason. He wrote this week's book, but the Patrick Gleason, the one he wrote and drew, that was my favorite Beyond book so far. I thought it was fantastic. My favorite read out of that. This one trumped that one for me, and that's saying a lot. Everybody who knows, I love that other one. Yeah. So we'll see. But I still got hope for Wells and all that, and see what they do with JR in the future. So I had to say, return of that whole video. There were people telling me they miss it. Where is it? And I was just like, what? Sheena being one of them. You know what I mean? I was just like, I'll do it this week. You know what I mean? I didn't tell her that, but some people did tell me, man. I was just hit me up like, you don't do videos no more? And, I had to tell them, there's reasons. But we don't need to go through that. I got my entire haul for the month for that, and I'm going to show that on that show. On Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I think that's the time I gave. 7 p.m., 8 p.m. It was one of those times. I'll plug it tomorrow, and can't wait to do that. This Sunday, last one before I know we're going long, we're 18 minutes, but we like to have fun up in here. Blame Phable Tonight Show. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
With the mayor.
Yes. Justin, no good comic, because he knows good comics. You know what I'm saying? February 20th. A special 4 p.m. Eastern time, a little bit earlier than our 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna chop it up with him. And what movie we're doing, it says it on there, but I still ask, Steph, what movie we're doing on Sunday?
The modern day classic Chronicle.
Oh,
like, what is he doing? Sci-fi.
You know what?
Sci-fi classic.
It's a sci-fi movie, right? It's because I saw the. It's in Seattle, right? I saw the thing from Seattle, and I saw them flying and stuff, and I'm like, this looks familiar. So I'm not sure if I watched it.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it takes a lot of like inspiration from like Akira and stuff like that. So it was done on like a shoestring budget. So it's a pretty impressive movie.
All right. So
yeah,
I trust you already, so I know I'm gonna like it. You know what I mean? It'll be like, I'm not gonna be like, yo, I'm sorry, Steph, it's a 2.0. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, man. You know what I mean?
Can I plug one thing, Herm?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, on top of the mayor being on Blame Phable Tonight with Missing Link and Big Herm this weekend on Sunday, I'm also going to be on the mayor's channel on Saturday, the day before, for his community talk thing he does with community members and things.
That's going to be this Saturday?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's going to be a mayor weekend. You know what I mean?
A mayor weekend.
Yeah.
I see what y'all did there. Yeah, Station. So we're gonna have like pretty much Bad Batch members every prime time throughout the whole week now. We're gonna go us Wednesday. Go ahead. There you go.
Oh no, I'll be on with Team Nerd Herd tomorrow night.
There you go. Station.
It'll be my first time, so I'm looking forward to that.
What time is that?
I think it's 9 p.m., but I gotta clarify. But I'll definitely.
Yeah, I think it's a later time. Yeah, because I'll be on that later on in the year, later on in March. But that's awesome, bro. There you go. Like prime time, Bad Batch. We got one on Wednesday, Thursday. We got twice on Thursday. And then Whiplash spills over to Thursday, and then Friday. And then Saturday, and then. Oh, it's a little bit earlier Saturday, but it's all good. And then it's Sunday. I hope you guys, it's not enough Bad Batch members on, I guess, you know what I'm saying? So I hope everybody enjoys all those wonderful shows. I love it when we on there, man. When we go other places and enjoy ourselves out there too. So have great shows, guys. I hope you guys have a great shows and station to that, man. Woo! Phable is also gonna be on the PCP movie night. What?
Oh, that's right. Yes, on Monday. This coming Monday, going to be on PCP movie night. Yeah, we're watching Weird Science, guys.
Oh,
Awesome.
Oh, that's
Station.
a great movie, man. Damn, I gotta work. That's a great
It's all
movie.
good, brother.
One of my all-time favorite movies too, man. I remember.
I know
you know,
you'll be in the bathroom sneaking in a couple comments in the chat, so it's all good.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go in the bathroom and text and go in the chats and be like, guys, you guys talk about the big boob part. You know what I'm saying? When he tries to make the big boob and all that. Oh man! And you know what's funny? I say that, and the ladies up in the house, I am so sorry about that comment. Stacy, she's like, "This guy's a dog. I'm out of here." You know what I'm saying? Inja, thanks for being here. Another member of the Gal Squad. I think they do fantastic shows. And I'm hoping to see her in the future, maybe in one of our shows or something like that, because she's awesome for the community. Inja, you're a wrestling fan. If you want to do the wrestling show in a couple of months, let me know. I would definitely love to have you on there.
Malakas.
Gonna be a bunch of malakas. Malaka. So there you go. So you're gonna be on Monday. So literally like 7 nights in a row, we're just gonna have Bad Batch members. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like maybe Brandon will have a show on Tuesday, and then it just keeps going to the next Whiplash Wednesday. Why not? Don't forget to wear a bra on your head.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah.
JT digging it, brother. That's sexual nature. All right. I think we've done enough, and I guess we're going to our show segment, and I guess I don't know. I guess I'm gonna start it off. So unless Steph, you want to talk about it real quick, or should I just start it off? I know I'm reading. What?
Myself.
All right. So let me just put myself there, and I have my little trusty. I took some notes, guys, but I took it on my phone, and I'm just like, man, I gotta take better notes, man. I made it harder for myself. I wait way too much words in here. You know, I'm looking at it like, damn. So let me see if I can get. There you go. Steph took notes. Steph is ready. Yeah. Let me take a quick sip of this. I've been talking a lot already. You got the odd silence where I take a sip of Pepsi and everybody's looking at me like, "Yo, hurry up, Herm." So yeah, so episode 5, and I didn't even write down. See, this is how prepared I am. I didn't even write down the name of the episode. What was the name of the episode? Do you have it down too?
Yes. You can't go home again.
Can't go home. Thank you, Steph. You saved my life. You can't go home again, which it means a lot for this episode, because if you guys remember, I went crazy last week talking about my favorite Top Gun episode of Galactica version. You know what I mean? So she start. No, now I'm gonna lose my voice right before I start. God damn it, guys! I'm doing great today, right, guys? So this episode starts, and it starts with a homegirl. Wait, it starts with actually Boomer and the crew looking around and all that, and they're looking like suspicious and all that. But that's because they were trying to sneak into this one bunker, and the chief, what's his name? Tyrell. Tyrell. He goes in there, and I'll probably skip a part, but I'm gonna keep going. And they're sneaking around for them to, you know, little but wow, but the money, you know, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
That forbidden relationship they were supposed to give up.
Forbidden relationship. They were told to break it up, and they did it. But you guys know when people are in love, and you know, they're gonna find a way. So that's why they wait. Yeah. So they have the crew member. Wait. Was this episode? Was the next episode? Am I getting them confused?
This is the next episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
God damn it!
It's all right. It's all right.
Okay, so I scratched all that. That's the next episode. This is how prepared I am. I was like I said, I wrote it down and everything. I'm still like, whew, I'm all over the place. This is what happens for the future shows. Anybody, don't take naps before shows. You know what I mean? Don't take naps before a show. It doesn't work. I'm like all over the place. But okay, episode 5. Okay, it starts with the crew looking for Starbuck. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I had this picture right here. They were looking for Starbuck and all that, and
He's
you know
stranded
what I
on
mean.
Dune.
She's stranded on that goddamn Saturn-looking planet.
Catcher
You know what I'm
Mean or
saying?
whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It looks like Saturn to me and stuff like that. And the crew up, Aldana and all of them, they start analyzing everything, how much oxygen she got and all that. It's 48 hours and stuff like that. So they're scrambling to get ships and all that to this place. But the problem is they're short in pilots, they're short in Vipers. You know what I mean? Um, so things are going haywire. Meanwhile, while they're doing that, and of course, this scene right here has Donna telling Apollo, "Go get our girl," because you already know they got a special feelings for her. He's like a daughter to her, and Apollo, her brother's former fiance, and they kind of have feelings for each other too, even though they don't want to admit it,
Oh,
kind of stuff.
oh yeah,
You know what
definitely.
I mean?
I would just speak on that real quick. I noticed this episode had like Adama kind of acting emotionally a lot. You know, when he's usually the one who's more strategical thinking, logistical, and because I found that to be because Kara is still like his tie to Zach in a way, because
Right.
Him and Lee aren't on good terms. So it's like that's so like you said, he looks at Kara as a daughter, and so that's like he even stated like later on at the end of the episode, like he was like I'm not over Lee, like he's still grieving to that, and like Kara's his is still attachment in a way to his lost son. If he loses his daughter, he feel like he doesn't have anything because him and Lee are not on good terms. So he's like, but it did had him acting very emotional this episode, which I was kind of surprised to see.
Yeah, they all was not on good terms. Like
No,
it was before she left, it was all haywire and all
yeah,
that. So that plays a part towards the end of this episode. We'll get to talk about that, but you're right about that. So you already know the magnitude of just because that was happening, their family. You know what I mean? That's that. And throughout the episode, Donna tells his son that, but we'll talk more about that later. This picture I just showed just earlier has her fighting with the parachute that she landed on. That she landed on the parachute, and then the parachute was taking her down the cliff. So she with a busted leg, looked like she broke her leg or something, and she's like cutting it and almost pretty much died right there. But we know she's Starbucks. She ain't gonna die just like that. She's just too tough. And in the middle of that happens. She's fighting it, and then of course, we just talk about Donna gets talks to the crew to try. After all that happens, there wasn't really a lot of success in finding her. You know what I mean? And you see that Apollo ship starts getting a little messed up and all that with all the rubble, because this is not just a planet that you can breathe. You can't breathe. The weather is just awful. You got things
constant
flying everywhere,
storm,
so the
debris.
vehicles get all messed up. So they had to bring the shit back. Apollo's pissed because he's like, we needed more time. We need more time because 48 hours. That's all they got for her oxygen to go off. So they go back. Abdana, um, the commander talks to the crew. While they're talking to the crew, he gets a call from the president. You know what I'm saying? And the president, she's like, "Is everything okay?" Kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Are we gonna jump? You know what I mean? Because
They're still on the clock
they're
from the
still on the clock and all that, and they just saw these planes. The Cylon jets come after them. So eventually they're gonna find them if they don't leave there. So
right.
everything is starting to get serious. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened.
And then they're kind of like she's like she's asking like she said what's up, what's going on, like because at this point it's like we're risking the entirety of human civilization or what's left of it to find
One person.
one person. Like is it really worth the risk? As good as of a pilot she is, as much as an attachment you have to her, and it was like a
Yeah, yeah,
tough position
yeah.
because he holds a lot of weight with the military. People kind of don't want to stand up to him, so it's like whatever he says, people kind of just, even if it sounds crazy, they kind of stick with the Dama, and so there's a lot of pulling going on in this episode.
Yeah, yeah, it's intense this episode. Like it was a lot of fun, but also intense. But there's a lot of things that are going down. Um, and while that's happening, the president, after she hangs up with him, you know what I mean? What's his name? Gaius is there with her and all that. And then our favorite girl, Six, comes out of nowhere, sitting down in his nice blue dress, looking super hot, you know what I mean? And again, it's just in his head.
Smoking.
You know what I mean? When she, and what I don't know, he's talking to her while the president's there. So I'm guessing it's all happening in the brain because she would notice him talking. You know what I mean? So I'm guessing like all this is happening in the brain. Whether there's a chip in there, that's still a question mark. Is it a chip or is it in his head? I'm still thinking that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's like telling him, "How are you gonna let them do this? You know what I'm saying? They're onto you. You gotta make them jump, kind of thing. You know what I mean? For one person, you got. You know what I'm saying? So he
funny
gets up.
because
Go ahead.
his paranoia, like you said, like she's like they're on you, so he's constantly like heightened. It's like his paranoia, it's unraveling him, but at the same time, it's inspiring him to find these different ways to detect Cylons, and it's like it's weird. It's a weird contrast. Like it's making him go crazy, but it's also giving him ideas to help the rest of humanity. You know, his guilt, his paranoia, people finding out. Because he's the downfall of the cause of humanity.
He does not want that information getting out. He's a great actor, man. He acts like a chicken, chicken shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Throughout all these episodes, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. And a great scene in that thing is when he's talking to the president and he sees the imaginary Six and she comes up and she starts like she's always caressing him and touching him and shit. So she starts sucking on his fingers. She starts licking his fingers and stuff like that. And he's, of course, he's all turned on and stuff. So when the president looks at him, of course, she's not there. So he's all like, with his fingers in like the air. And then he's like,
loosening my wrist.
He's like, oh. No, that was a funny scene. And she's looking at him like you said before, like, this guy's a weirdo. So she's not really thinking anything else. What a weirdo. So this goes back and forth. So after that scene, they go back to the planet. You know what I mean? What's the name of the planet? Planet Doom?
Doom, yes. Planet
Doom.
Caprica.
Planet Doom. No, they go back to the planet where she's at, where the
Kara.
Where she landed,
And she's checking her oxygen level, and and you see her, and it's pretty important because she's there, even though she's freaking out, she does jokes. She's like, "You gonna throw me a bone? Can you guys hear me?" kind of thing. Oh, I'm just checking. You know what I mean? And she's looking like, she's looking like she's trying to keep herself sane, like you said. So out of nowhere, she ends up finding, "Ooh, what do we have here?" kind of thing. You know what I mean?
One of the Raiders, or is that a Viper? I forget what they are. That's a Viper.
There's one of the Cylon Raiders,
or the Battlestar.
Yeah.
That's my bad. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it looks like right there.
This was a big reveal.
Yeah. That comes after though. You don't get it right away. The reveal. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. When I saw it, I was like, "Whoa, what?" But we'll talk about that in a second. I like I said, I took some notes, so I'm gonna utilize my notes. Back in Caprica, where Phable was talking about, you see Boomer wake up. You know what I'm saying? And she's on a hammock and all that, where they found everything, and he's like telling her, asking him, "Well, did you find anything?" Because they're still trying to find other humans, and they're the only two up. Well, he's the only one up, technically in there, but he doesn't know she's a Cylon, and so he's like, just sleep, you know what I mean? Just relax, wake up. I'll make breakfast. She's like, all right. He goes, he starts making breakfast, he starts whistling. I'm just like, why? Before everything happens, I'm like, why is he whistling? They could hear him. You know what I mean? These things are freaking robots. Just do what you gotta do. I don't know. You hear something crash, and you hear the boom, 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 boom. You see the big robotic Cylons up in there, and I'm just like, oh Lord, crashing, they're fighting. Boomer comes up, and she's like, holy crap, you know what I mean? Frack. What was that? What they say? Holy
frack,
instead of saying the F-bomb,
frack,
yeah.
Holy frack, you know what I mean? And all hell breaks loose there. So I think that I got mostly what happened there. Um, then keep on keeping on. We go back to actually I kind of skipped the Starbucks part with because they do scenes. So before was the scene with the thing, and then this is the scene where she finds the ship and all that. So I guess after that, you know what I mean, they go back and what's his name? The colonial Sautai um
Oh, Ty, his
Sautai
second hand in command.
Sautai the second hand. They he starts telling the commander, you know what I'm saying, it's time, you know, it's time to jump, you know what I mean, it's time to go. We running out of time here, you know what I mean, for one person you're gonna give up this whole colony, the whole 45 plus thousand that's left in this community, you know what I'm saying, we have to go. And then uh Abdama is anime, he's like, no, we leave nobody behind, you know what I'm saying, and that means a lot because he has to talk with the president later on. But he ends up doing that, and then Donna just lashes out. He's like, no, we're not leaving till we find her, and you are relieved. So pretty much, he tells him he could go, he could leave work early. So
Yep.
that's what they do in the military. And he's like, real quick right there, you know, they're very honorable, and he leaves. But you know, if you watch this enough, you know he's gonna go tell the president. That's what I was thinking in my head. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, he's gonna be. He should just kept him there because it's better to have him there than to him to do that. But to each his own, right? So after that, what's his name? Hello, his name is. He's got a bunch of
Hilo.
names.
Yeah,
Hilo wakes up and Boomer's missing. I guess he got knocked out. Boomer's missing. He's looking around. He's like, what, where is she? And then like he goes out, and then like they ended up going back to Starbucks, and she's searching around for the ship, you know, through the ship and all that. Boom. She's searching around through the ship and all that, and then she sees the ship and all that, and I think she ends up seeing, you know, checking for the ship, and she ends up looking at something after she sees there's a hole in it and everything where she shot, and she's like, "Ooh, I did a good job," kind of thing. You know what I mean?
headshot.
Great
And
shot.
the
You know what I mean?
important part there too is that there's blood.
Blood, yeah. Yep.
There's blood, exactly. Yeah, there's blood. So you see that blood. I was like, and I'm looking at it like, wait. And then while she's checking, you know what I mean? She presses the button, and she sees that the ship is alive. You know, it
Scented,
starts
yeah.
moving. It starts moving. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh. I was like, yo, I was like blown away. I was like, so I thought it was probably one of the Cylons, a robot, or not controlling it, or maybe it was just computerized. You know what I'm saying? No, it was actually a legit living thing in there that they created.
It's a Cylon.
It's a Cylon, but it's
Yeah,
in
the ship
ship
is a Cylon.
form. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It is so weird. It is so weird. So like, yeah, you see right there, but you know, I was trying to get the picture of that part, but I couldn't find it. So there you go. The Cylon was right there. So they go back. Uh, Tyro. They go back to where Tyro is, and the crew and all that. Apollo's trying to get a new ship to leave to try to find her because her oxygen's running low. You know what I mean? As they see, you know what I mean? Clock is ticking and all that, and she you know what I'm saying? She doesn't have a lot of time. So they say there's no more Vipers. So what's the name of that other ship? There was another ship that they could use, but has no weapons. It's just like a rescue ship. I forgot the name of the ship. I was like,
not a
couldn't
raider.
find it in time.
I think it's a Raptor.
Raptor, yes.
A Raptor. There you go, Raptor. So they that's what they're talking about. And then you know, after the whole scuffle, and you know, I think this is where. Okay, so yeah, so they go through the Raptor and all that, and this is where the commander tells him again, you better find our girl. He does it twice in this episode, if I'm not mistaken. He does it twice in this episode. And then after that, like I said, it goes back and forth. But it's a good back and forth because after that they show Starbuck cutting through, you know, cutting through the controls and all that. And she's like trying to find something. You know what I mean? Her oxygen is running out and stuff like that. And then the president calls calls Apollo, not the commander, and starts asking because he's the director, whatever he is, the her kind of like her eyes, really. You know what I
He's
mean? And
her military liaison.
yeah, you know what I mean? That's a fancy word to my spy kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. You know what I mean? So she's asking him, so how's it going? We ready to jump or something like that? And he's like, no, we can find her, or we're not leaving anybody behind and stuff like that. And it's like, she's like, we left people behind before. You know what I mean? This is just one person. This is different. And then he starts questioning her. This has nothing to do with nothing to do relationship or nothing like that. You know what I mean? And he's like, no, she doesn't know everything yet, but she starts to think there's something more here, and they're kind of risking the whole thing because they're family. You know what I mean? So you see that happening, and the clock's almost done. You know what I mean? And this is where Gaeta, that other dude, the cool dude that's in the control room all the time. He tells
Gaeta,
yeah.
Gaeta, yeah, tells the commander, he thinking like once the clock runs out, it's over. Like they're gonna, it's a wrap. No, he's like, no. And then this is why the commander's like, we need more time. You know what I mean? That's never 100% right. And he's like, what? And this is when I think this is when the colonial, you know what I'm saying, and all that ends up going to the president and stuff like that, and starts telling her all the secrets and stuff like that. And not good. So going back to the planet, Starbuck, as she's cutting through, her oxygen is running out. She finds that she thinks into her head, if you're living, that means you need to breathe. There's a hole over there, and she finds the tube, cuts it, voila, oxygen. And she's like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? She finds the oxygen. Back to the president. Okay, I jumped a little bit, but the president ends up calling back the commander. He tells her, she asks them my condolences because they think that they're gonna jump now. And he's like, no, this is a military matter, and we're not jumping yet. She's like, what? And this is what she said, you're risking lives for one person kind of thing. And so you hear it again. You know what I mean? And then he ends up stopping her and be like, we have this under control, and hangs up on her. I was like, oh. So it goes back to Starbuck. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of back and forth in this episode. Goes back to Starbuck. She covers the hole that she made. That way she could relieve the oxygen so she could breathe throughout the whole room. You know what I mean? And I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but there's this part in it where she's going through the controls and she picks a part of the weapon and it starts shooting. Da, 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 da. She's like, note to self, do not do that again. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I love her. She's great in this. She's great. She's becoming my favorite. Like, the way she's acting and stuff like that. I love her. So the president appears out of nowhere, like the colonials there and all that, and Abdama gets the call. The president's coming. He's like, who invited the president? So she ends up in the control room, and Obama's looking at the colonial. He's like, oh, this is all your fault, kind of thing. You know what I mean? You told her, because he tells her everything, and she's like, you're taking this personal. You know what I mean? And all that. And I know, like, I'm jumping a little bit. I gotta move this along, but like, he tells them, you taking this personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had to sit down with them, her and Apollo, and she has a conversation with them. Say, you are taking this personal. It's your duty to protect everybody, not just one person. You know, they have its whole speech, and then like she leaves and all that, makes them feel guilty, and then like Commander looks over to the Captain Apollo, and he's like, they just look at it. So he already knows. He makes the call. Then the commander makes the call, and now they're gonna jump. They're gonna jump. We're gonna jump. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, no. You know what I'm saying? After the speech, they go back to the planet. So they're gonna jump. You know what I mean? They're gonna leave her behind. They're not happy. Back to the planet, you see Starbuck going through the controls, and she gets the damn thing going. You know what I mean? And it was just like, you know what I mean? It was awesome. She gets the thing going, and then after that, they go back to the ship, and this is where the conversation, like I jumped the gun a little bit with the conversation. This is where the conversation goes with the president and them. And after that, Apollo asks, you know, as a son to dad, the commander, if why did you let the wait this long? And he's like, she's family, so I'll do what I had to do. And then he reverses and goes, if it was me, what would you do? And he goes, would never leave. And that's like, that was mad emotional, bro. I was just like, oh, I was like so emotional after that. And then like he felt kind of a comfort, like even though like they had their differences. You're my son. He's the dad. You know what I mean? He's the son. Stuff like that. Family is family. You know what I mean? So and you're not supposed to do that in the military. You know what I mean? But this is a different situation. So like I know like people are gonna take the other sides, but this is different. This family, there's not a lot left. And let's be honest, Starbucks the best chance for them to surviving because she's training everybody. You know what I mean? She's the best fighter there. You know what I mean? Right. If she goes, they're in trouble. You know what I mean? So they were talking about. This is how I felt. They're talking about they're saving everybody by leaving one behind. This is the one behind. You might not want to leave. You know what I mean? That's how I was feeling throughout the whole episode. They're ready to jump, and out of nowhere, you hear the boop, 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 boop. Cylon, one ship. And they're like, oh, crap. So Commander's like, we can't jump unless she comes. You know what I mean? We see it right here. This is where they're talking. Of course, the president stays behind in the control room and all that, to watch them. And then this all happening. And they say, we can't jump because if the Cylon is there, know where we at. You know what I'm saying? They might follow us. You know what I mean? So now they're rushing to get a ship over to attack the jet. You know what I mean? So there's hardly any, because they're still repairing, all the Vipers and stuff. There's only two left. So Apollo's and Hot Dog is in the other ship. But Hot Dog couldn't get his ship going, and he was pissed. He's like, damn it.
Yeah. Because he wants frack.
Yeah. Apollo goes out there. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, I guess I got to do this by myself. And he goes after her. And then, like, he starts shooting her, and she's, like, moving. And he's like, yo, this person, he's moving kind of funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a regular Cylon. The thing about Cylon, they can imitate humans as much as they can, but I don't think they can imitate total talent, the greatness of, like, Starbucks will do. So, like, he's like, man, I can't get her kind of thing. And I'm running out, and then they go back in the past, and they ask, the commander asks, where's the other person? They're like, well, we'll have somebody like in like 46 seconds to help him. And he's like, this might be over before 46 seconds. So they're freaking out, and everything's happening. And right when Apollo's gonna shoot again, she ends up in up and down formation. Yeah, flying formation. He's like, this is weird. Flying kind of weird. She flips over her ship over, and it says Star Buck on it. He starts going, whoa! And everybody's like, why is he cheering? He's like, and he explains to them, Starbuck is on the description is on the freaking plane. You know what I'm saying? We have Starbucks, and everybody celebrating. Yeah. And the Colonial's like, all right. Because in one part of it, in this episode, I think it was Apollo that tells him, "Oh, you would love to leave her behind, right?" So like, that's what I saw from it. They rescue her. She ends up back, and she stinks because the aliens in there stink apparently. And she goes, "You want to give me a bath on the thing?" and boom, there goes the episode. You know what I mean? Actually, it ends with her being in the hospital room or whatever, and commander, I always say his name wrong, but the commander comes in there. You know what I mean? And tells her she did a good job, gives her a kiss in the cheek. She wants to cry now because like she's still thinking of what happened before. You know what I'm saying? And then gives her the cigarette, the cigar, and it's his last one. Enjoy it, and she gets some rest, and he leaves, and that's how the episode ends. Voila! I hope I did good. That took a little long, but
Woo!
woo!
Man, that was good. Yeah, that was a good episode.
Yeah. So, did I miss anything, guy? I might have missed something, but I try to get as much of it in there as I could.
No, I think you covered it all. Yeah, that was a good.
So, go ahead, Steph.
No, I was gonna say that was a good episode. Got a lot of because the previous one ended on a cliffhanger, so you got a lot of closure with that because it ended on such a cliffhanger. It resolved that nice and tidy, but at the same time, it expanded on the mythology already. That gave you a big reveal about the Cylons themselves, and that's a big plot device going forward with the rest of the series. So,
Yeah,
great episode.
yeah, I enjoy. How about Phable? What you think about this episode?
Oh, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a great piece of science fiction. Like he said, the big reveal that the ships are actually Cylons, that they're actually alive, that changes everything, right? That changes a lot of things about the way they think about these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. Also,
Star. Oh, to speak on that, because with them being like made out of living flesh, it's almost like how humans have skeletal structure made out of bone. They just use metal, but they've got like organic pieces,
insides,
yeah.
guts and stuff. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. And also, like you said, Adama being emotional this episode. Adama was very upset at Kara for passing Zach, her boyfriend at the time, which they feel guilty because they think that's what got him killed. That led to him being killed. He's not a good pilot, apparently. So, he had told her in that previous episode, like, walk out of here while you still can. Like, I want to mess your ass up right now. You know what I mean? And she felt terrible. But in this episode, the way he was adamant about getting her back, the way it was like his daughter, like you said, let me know that he didn't mean that.
Yeah.
He was just upset. Angry. And now the thought of losing her as well drove him to break the rules.
Breaking point.
Yep.
You gotta break. Yeah.
He abused his power in a sense.
Because absolutely. And he's someone who's very vigorous.
Remember, he's not just the captain of a ship anymore. He's the admiral of the fleet. He is the top-ranking military officer in their community. So he used that. He straight up used that, and he did whatever he could to get her back because of the loss of his son. And the president having to come in and basically like sun them and be like, now you boys, you're not doing this because you care that much. This got this deeper between you guys, and you better straighten up because there's 45,000 people here depending on you. And that kind of woke Adama up because Adama is a reasonable man. He may be a stern man. He may hold fast to beliefs, but if you make sense to him, he's gonna explore those options. We've seen that a few times throughout these 6 episodes where she says something and he has to kind of reprogram himself, rethink, and but he always takes that and with a little bit of what he does and comes up with a new plan. You know what I mean?
And he always knows what to say. He always knows like right there. I would have never thought of stuff like he says, like, how do you get out of that? How do you get out of that? How and they like, in the next episode we'll know even more about him. But
I like how this little small bit that the episodes kind of play with is like it'll be like not even a small what's the word I'm looking for? Not even a chapter. But it'll be like something that's not really a focus on one episode, but then it'll be like the primary focus on the next episode. Like you said about Adama abused his power this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Next episode, it kind of comes back to bite him in the ass with him, like
Right.
his, the president even kind of warns him, like, you can do this, but it's not in the best interest, there might be ramifications because you're executing this type of power. And it
Right.
sure enough does, in a sense.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, like in the middle of that whole scene, when the one Cylon comes and they didn't know it's Starbuck, he tells the colonial, "You were right. We should have jumped,"
Right.
kind of thing. But then that's when that thing comes and all that, and they figure out it was her. But like in the nick of time, you know what I mean? Like I said, but they think they should have left her anyway. Most of them probably. But like I said, like she's too valuable for them. They need her. You know what I mean? Like, come on. He needs more pilots. You know what I mean? Commander needs more pilots. Real quick, I guess the best part of this episode, and our favorite parts, and of course the rating, starting with Phable.
My favorite part of the episode is when they finally retrieve Starbuck and she's in sick bay, and Adama goes up to her and kisses her on the forehead, and she just breaks down. She just starts crying.
Yeah.
Bubbling, crying like a little girl. And we know that
Yeah.
she's a badass, right? We
She's
know
total badass.
she don't cry, right?
No.
Like, you know what I mean? She's tougher than the boys in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she bubbles like a little girl. Bubbles and starts crying. That made me almost cry. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I almost teared at that moment.
Myself.
Yeah.
And then she holds it when he gets back up. Like she holds
it. Yeah. Because, she knows he still loves her. She thought she lost him when she told him the truth about what she did for his son. She thought he was out of her life forever, that he hated her. So when he kissed her like down the forehead, let her know, like, nah, I'm just mad at you. You know what I'm saying?
It's not that easy.
And that hit her really hard, and her acting, and their actings, and everybody's acting in this episode is super strong. Like this is how you do it when it comes to dramatic acting. And major props to everybody from Colonel Ty to Starbuck to Adama to the president Laura. She kicked ass in this episode, acting wise. So yeah, man, 5 backlogs.
Yeah. So Steph, what are your favorite part, and what do you rate it?
I'd probably say my favorite scene was when Adama told Lee, like, if it was you, we would have never left. Like, because that was kind of like they've got a very what do you want to call it? Tumultuous relationship. Like, it's very up and down, rocky. So that was kind of a cool little. That was kind of like a catalyst for them to starting to warm up to each other again, because they almost didn't know where they stood with each other. And this whole thing with Starbuck really made Adama step back and reevaluate his personal relationships, the ones that he has left. So I think that was a cool, powerful scene that kind of, played on the emotions, in which this episode did a bunch. So, of course, I'm going to give it a 5. Very strong, got a good reveal, some great emotional bits. Continues to be great.
Yeah, this is a great continuation from the last episode. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys pretty much set the best part of these episodes. I guess if I have to give a different favorite part, like her finding the ship,
Yeah.
A couple of parts. Her finding the ship, her like I said earlier, consistent, like joking around, like trying to keep herself sane kind of thing. And then her finding out it was alive kind of thing. You see the thing move. It was almost like it was still kind of, it was still alive. You know what I mean? And it moved. So she had to cut it out. It was almost like she kind of killed it by doing like that, because it doesn't move, so it couldn't fix itself. It was literally a part. The metal was the shell, was the skeleton of this living
He's
thing.
just a
And
living fighter jet.
yeah, and she
Right.
was able to fit herself in the cockpit and that the whole thing. I enjoyed that. That's my favorite part. Like I said, like I like Boomer's character in the beginning, but she's becoming slowly my favorite out of the whole thing because
Yeah,
her
this
acting.
really showed like
Fable probably
Starbucks.
knew it too.
Was that
What happened, Steph? No, I said Fable probably knew that was gonna happen, but
you like in
she was gonna
Starbucks?
be my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
this
you too.
episode really
Probably you too.
cemented that her characters in the face of adversity. Starbuck is not someone who backs down. Like she keeps going until she's they really cemented that she's someone who doesn't quit until she's got no fight left in her, and that
Right.
comes into play later on. So I like that.
Well said. Well said.
Heck
yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't even rate it. It's like, I give it a 5 too. A 5. This was freaking episode's amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. 5. And I guess the average is 5. I guess.
Yeah, we'll go with the solid 5 this time around.
Solid 5.
Like 69. Psych.
69, dude. We'll say it anyway. So we're moving on to episode 6. Steph, you got this? Episode 6?
Yeah, if you guys back me up, I appreciate it. But yeah,
I will back. I got notes too, so I'll back you up. You know what I mean? I'll try my best to the nerdy talks, but I might mess up. Big Herm. I mess shit up all the time. But go.
So
Go
this
ahead,
is
brother.
episode 6, titled Litmus. This one picks up. I'm pretty sure, like maybe like a day after, a few hours after. It's shortly after them finding Starbuck. It picks up with they're at the commander's deck where Adama frequents and everything. And I think it's Ty, the second hand in command, notices that news reporter guy that was revealed to be a Cylon is walking around on deck and stuff. So he's like radios
he's the first
someone.
One.
Yep. Yeah. Radios someone right away.
Well,
lets them know.
It starts off with the with Boomer meeting up with Teague.
Oh yes.
Secretly, they're not supposed to be dating. Yeah.
I kind of blew that already in the beginning. Sorry.
No, it's okay. But that's how it starts off, with them sneaking around, and then
because of
whenever
they
get busy, and then they show to that, where they're walking in the hallway with see homeboy. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
So okay, yes. So he old dude is a suicide bomber. He almost takes out Adama. Adama almost tries to tackle his ass, and is like, Ty stops him at the last second. A lot of people get injured. So they're trying to get down. The episode entails them trying to get down to the bottom of this. Like, how did this security slip happen? And it was because of what Phable said at the very beginning. Their little relationship, somewhat. So Tyrell's crew knew what was going on, and in order to let them see each other, him and Boomer, they ended up slipping each other. Like someone slipped, and that's how the Cylon was able to slip past security. And so inadvertently, what they actually so like I said last episode, Adama abusing his power a little bit. He kind of is like, we kind of I want this figured out. No questions asked. Like, do what you got to do. I want answers. Like, and he's like, I forget who he contacts, but he's pretty much saying like, you have like the authority right now. Like, you can question anybody you want, as much as you want. And it's he's talking to the president after this, kind of going over it with her. And she's like, you can do that, but you might want to be wary because, this could easily turn into a manhunt. Like, people aren't even trying to get to the bottom of it. They just want someone to point the finger at, someone to blame. And, it causes division amongst people, paranoia, stuff we honestly don't need right now. Tyrell's kind of on edge. I mean, not Tyrell, but Adama's kind of on edge after the last episode. So he's kind of like, I'm not playing any games, taking any chances. Do what you got to do. Find it. And so this inadvertently reveals to the fleet Adama by the end of this episode that Tyrell and Boomer, Caprica Boomer, or Galactica Boomer are still, indulging in their relationship they were supposed to have dropped a couple episodes ago. And because of them not listening and, them telling you like, stuff can, because they warned him, like, in a few episodes ago, he was like, Adama, no, it was Ty. And he kind of told Boomer, like, you guys got to cut this out. Like, I remember Herm saying, he was like, we turn a blind eye to it, but now serious, you guys, people slip up when it comes to love. And sure as enough, they did, and their relationship led to this suicide bomber slipping past and people getting hurt. And so yeah. Anything you guys want to add? I know I'm kind of jumping.
Yeah, so that when the bomb goes off, and you, like you said, Adama creates a tribunal
Yes.
to investigate who could have bombed. So they picked the master at arms. Now we had heard about this character before because this is the person that was in charge of the weapon storage where the 6 bombs were missing from a few episodes ago. So this is the master at arms. So he wants her to investigate, and she tells Adama, hey, listen, you want me to investigate, you got to give me like full autonomy. Like I can't answer to you, basically. You know what I mean? I do what I got to do. And he's like, go for it. Like, do it. You know what I mean? So she immediately starts questioning where was Tyrrell, who's supposed to be the deck commander. He's the guy who runs the whole ships, the runway, all of that mechanics, whatever it is. He's the head of that. And the door that was left open is in his area, right? The door that was left open was in his area. So what ends up happening is one of the pilots ends up taking the fall for Tyrrell. Well, first, they all lie for him.
Yep.
So that makes him even look more suspicious.
Because they don't have the same lies. Like, you know,
right.
There's inconsistencies between all of them.
They all lie for him and they all say different things. So that even makes it look more worse on him. And then furthermore, when they start questioning him, he pleads the fifth. They call it something else, like I exude my right of Article 24 or something like that. Can't hear you, Herm. You're on mute, brother.
My AirPods was giving me little problems, but I think it was 23. I think I could be wrong, but I think
yeah.
So
basically, it's like pleading the fifth.
Right.
So that makes him even look more suspicious. So it's looking like he's gonna go down, right? That's what it's looking like. Until one of his subordinates, Hot Dog, is it Hot Dog? No, it wasn't Hot Dog.
No. Hot Dog is a pilot. They look the same though.
Yeah, Subsean or something like that.
Yeah, he's the specialist. He's like he's pretty much like his right hand man.
Yeah, Tyro. You know I mean? Yeah.
He goes and takes the rap and says, "Hey, listen, I left the door open. It was me. I left the door open." And they're like, "Yo, you sure about this?" He's like, "Yeah, I did it. I did everything. Me. It's all me." Right? So the master at arms is kind of pissed off, right? Because she's not satisfied with this guy taking the fall. So she calls up Adama. So she sends guards to his ready room. Like she sends guards to his quarters, and so already he's pissed, right? Like yo, because he was talking to the president. He was just talking to her about what was going down. Yeah, he's super upset. So she starts questioning him about his master at arms and stuff like that, and she starts doing a line of questioning that's just like outside of kind of trying to find out what's going on. Like she's going a little too deep, too aggressive.
She'd make it look like personal too, like
so
get you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Accusing them, literally all of them. She was accusing all of them. So you were the one. So kind of thing like she was a cop or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this was like a hearing. You know what I mean? It wasn't even like a court thing yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go ahead, Phable. I'm sorry.
No, that's important. And what Steph said is super important too, where he says abuse of power, right? So like now she's on some power trip kind of thing, and Adama notices it, right? Because Adama, you see what what I mean? He did it, so he knows. He sees what's going on here, and he's like, "This is over. This is done. We're finished here." And she's like, "What?"
Yeah.
She was like, "If you don't, submit to these questions, you basically." You breaking the law yourself.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, but this is not what I asked for. This is a witch hunt. You're bugging. Like it's over. So when he gets up to leave, homegirl tells the guards like, "Yo, arrest Admiral Adama." So he looks at the guards in the picture that Herm just showed. He looks at the guards and he's like, "Yo, this is your orders. You're gonna take the master at arms and you're gonna put her in the brig. That's your orders." And he was like, "It's on you, son." Like he looked at him in the eye. Homeboy looked.
Make a choice. He's like, make a choice.
Homeboy looked crazy nervous for 2 minutes, and he was like,
"You knew what to do.
Master of the arms, you coming with us?"
Right.
He went with Adama right away.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, you know, that ends that. And then it closes with Boomer meeting up with Tyrrell again in the same meeting spot that they got caught. Like, you know what I mean? That they're getting blamed for doing whatever.
Yeah.
Well, first he goes to Tyrrell finds out that his boy took the fall for him. So he goes to Adama like, "Yo, listen, I don't know what he's talking about, but he's obviously lying. He's just trying to take the fall for me. Don't let him take the fall for you." And Adama sets him straight right there and then. He's like, "Don't talk to me about it. You're the one who's got to live with your boy in there for the shit you doing."
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I tried to tell you to end this.
We told you not to sneak around, and this happened because you can't keep it in your pants. Told him straight up. So you got to live with that, with your boy in there being every day taking the blame for you. Don't come to me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "I need my ships to fly.
So I can't penalize
Let
you.
him know there what he's good for."
You're right.
Like, check this out. You're not in jail because you run my ships, and I need my ships.
But someone's got to take the heat.
Yeah, and you guys said it perfectly earlier. He always knows what to say, right? Like he says the right thing at the right time, and that the way he said that in that scene, I can't reenact it, but the way he said it, you felt it. You felt it.
I need my ships to fly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was just like animate. You know,
and
you saw his face go.
Yeah,
like he does.
And then, you know, at the end, so okay, here we go. Tyrrell meets up with Boom again at their regular spot. And, you know, Tyrrell is like, "We can't do this no more." And she's like, "What?" Right? She's like, "What, you crazy or whatever?" And he's like, "Nah. This guy took the fall for me. I don't want that on my conscience. And I can't believe that you are okay with that being on your conscience." Right?
Like,
kind of waking up to her a little bit, like,
selfish. Yeah.
Homie, like, you know what I mean? This is serious. Like, my guy is in the can right now because of us. And because of me sticking up for you. And all you could think about is us hooking up. Right? So, yeah. So she gets all tight or whatever. She's like, "Man, screw you," kind of thing. Right? About to walk out. And then he said, "Yo, let me ask you a question. Did you leave the door open?"
The hatch.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And it had to be asked because it was already a question if she put the bombs on the ship from the water episode.
And he covered her ass last
time.
Time.
So when she didn't answer him, that kind of said kind of left it like that. You know what I mean?
The scene delivery where
that pissed her off though.
And
yeah. Go ahead, Steph.
Oh, well, anyway, they were talking about, you know, he's accusing her of that, and she's like, he said, "I don't want this on my conscience. You know, like we're not worth it. Pretty much, like me ruining some kid's life for no reason. Like the relationship's not worth it. Like, and then like you said, he's like, the fact that you can't see that you're just, you know, willing to keep going about this, you know." He's like, "Can't do it. Like, we're not vibing." But that was I like that delivery. He got hyped.
Oh yeah. Adama set him straight, and he set her straight. It was like everybody was setting each other straight. Right? It's crazy.
I was just heartbroken. I was like, "Oh, no."
Love's not in the air.
Yeah. Was there any I don't remember. Were there any parts in the planet back in Caprica? Was there any Caprica parts?
Yes. Isn't it Boomer who has disappeared, right? Caprica Boomer who has disappeared. Hilo's looking for her. And they're watching him. Boomer is there with two other Cylons watching him look for her through the city. And then and Six and this is interesting too. Six tells his name is Dolan or something like that. The guy Cylon, his name is Dolan. Something like
that. Yeah.
Yeah. He says if he goes north, he's gonna look for you. If he goes south, he's just looking out for himself. So it was funny at that moment because Boomer, you could see it on her face, she got a little jealous. That kind of messed with her.
She was disappointed.
The fact that he would leave her, right? That kind of mess. It shouldn't.
And they like talking trash in their Cylon way. Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Six is egging her on, like, you know what I mean? So then he actually does choose to go north to try to save her.
And then she's like, "Yeah, he's a good guy."
Yeah. So when they notice that he does that, they decide to basically beat the crap out of Boomer. They just whoop her ass right there because she's got to look roughed up. She's got to look like something happened.
Yo, they went ham.
Yeah, so they beat the crap out of her. Yeah.
And then Six hit her even more.
She's like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, they would just beat the crap out of her. So basically, he goes into a warehouse trying to find her, and he sees a Cylon, a robotic Cylon, dragging her body across the floor. He attacks the Cylon, shoots the Cylon, frees Boomer, takes off her mask, and she's all messed up, man. She's bleeding from her mouth, bleeding from her nose. And of course, that hooks him, right? Doesn't even know he's getting played that whole time. So, yeah, that happened on Krapica.
Yeah, I like it in the beginning of all that, where Six and I think the other one is 5, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. I like numbering them because, him. I think he's 5, but I could be wrong. They go, oh, he's pretty handsome. So he is pretty handsome. So I was just like, okay, so they still have some kind of human feelings like that, you know what I mean? And it shows like these little bits like they put in there. You know what I mean? The little spots that you can show you that they might be Cylons, but they're human too. So they show a lot of their humanity when they're saying stuff like that. And they're like, oh, really? You know what I mean? And I'm feeling like there's gonna be a lot of more Cylons like that who end up going out of character more on the human side, kind of like what Six did in the beginning of this whole thing. Yeah. So phenomenal episode, man.
What did they ever go into yet? Why the Cylons are choosing to run this experiment with Halo?
No.
Okay.
No, they're just following him around, seeing what he's gonna do, basically.
Yeah, like a bunch of creeps.
Always on a
creepy guys.
Yeah.
yeah. It's just like that's creepy. Like, and then like, doesn't he look up? But they never look up.
You don't want to get like the next step, bro. Like, come on. Like, let me look around these. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's true for living creatures that are alike. Maybe because they're a Cylon nature, you don't get that kind of like somebody's looking at me kind of thing.
Facts.
I gotta feel like somebody's watching me. Yeah, I think we covered all that from that episode. That was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
That was great.
It's a lot better than me. I went forever, but I think the last episode had more scenes.
No, it had a lot more going on. Yeah, last episode.
Yeah, because this episode was hard to find pictures. I think because of that, it was more like the sergeant grilling everybody. When she went to the crew, and like Faye was talking, like, all of them have a different answer. This one, they was watching them play basketball, whatever it is they were playing. Over here, I went to get something to eat, or over there, I was working on the plane, or something like that. You know what I mean? And then all of that made them look even more bad. Like damn, they didn't even talk about this, bro. They were just like, damn, they're looking really bad.
Yeah,
LCS station, man. But Rogue, So what's next? I guess we discussed everything. That's our favorite
part.
Yeah,
and rating.
There you go.
I'll
start off.
This one was kind of hard. I guess okay. It was a little hard to find a favorite scene because there wasn't too many emotional highs and stuff going on, like story highs. But I guess the scene, like when I was earlier, when the confrontation or climax between Boomer Galactica and Tyrell, he kind of was like, "Yo, this relationship isn't worth, ruining some kid's life. We're not worth it." I really like that line delivery because he's like screaming almost. It was passionate about it. So I think that was my favorite scene. And rating, give it. Well, this kind of slowed things down a little bit, but kept things going. So I'll give it a solid 4.5. It was still very engaging, in that thing.
There you go. I guess favorite? Me? Favorite?
My favorite part is the one I already said. It's the guy Adama, man. Adama, I just love that guy, bro. I just love that guy. He should have gotten an Emmy for this show. Straight up.
Yeah.
He should have gotten an Emmy. He should have gotten a few Emmys. Yeah. His telling the soldiers, like, your orders are to take Master at Arms, whatever her name was, and put her in the brig. Make your choice. Like, he cut and dry, straight to the point, not scared of nobody. I mean, this guy is a young guy, a whole foot taller than Adama. And he had him nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Intimidation factors high level with this commander.
You know what I mean? So that was awesome. I just love that scene. So that's my favorite scene. And I agree with you, Steph. 4.5 backlogs. A little slower this time around, but man, 4.5, that's damn near perfect. This episode was great.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a couple of scenes. I always cheat. You guys know me. You know what I mean? It's not big scenes. All those scenes were wonderful. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite scenes we probably didn't discuss earlier was when the crew, they were making, I think, moonshine or something like that in the beginning. And Tyrell caught them.
Yeah.
And he's like, and they thought he was gonna get in trouble. He's like, "Come back here a little later on, and I'll show you how to do it." He's like, "These young people," you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of looks young himself. Go ahead.
Which was a great scene because that is why these kids lied for him.
Exactly.
Because he's so good to them and they love him so much, and they showed that, I think, just to set that up. Like, why would they go to these lengths? Because they love this dude, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then another scene I liked was when, after they saw they saw the Sarge get Tyrell and Boomer to question him. The three crew members were looking around like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? Like, "Oh," and then like when they start conversating in between them, one of them is the odd man going, because the president, I don't know if we discussed this, but the president ended up telling in her conference, everybody now knows that Cylon could walk among us. That's what she said. So now everybody's freaking out, and one of the crew, including the whole crew member, and one of the crew members, like, say, "No, it's every man for himself now." You know what I mean? I don't know who's.
Yeah, I can't trust you guys.
I can't trust anybody. You know what I mean? So that pretty much probably those two parts, like outside of your parts, is my favorite because it tells you a lot of this thing is hitting the fan. You know what I mean? Like, it's really going politically, and I don't love the politically part about it, but it fits in this, and they do a good job in this. My rating, actually, I was gonna give it a 4.0. This always happens. As we start talking about it, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, damn it, these guys did it to me again. So 4.5, you know what I mean? Because it was well put together station for that. I guess the average is gonna be the same. But Steph, do the bad math. What is this average?
So we carry the 2, subtract the 1, but add the 3, you get a cumulative total of 4.69.
People are like, "Yo, they're never gonna get the math right." Man, Sleepy, you're gonna have to teach us math. Station, Sleepy, thanks for joining us.
Oh yeah, man.
Guys, these episodes are amazing. I'm at awe of, like, I have a hard time just giving the thing a 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
everybody's saying I give too many 5s, and I can't help that. I mean, I love this, and that's how I rate things. I love something, and then these guys are the reason why. So you blame them for my 5s. You know what I'm saying? For my high grade. You know what I mean? They keep giving good stuff. You know what I mean? For me to watch. You know, and I try to match that sometimes when I want to give something to watch too. Yeah, guys, if you like that, of course, we got more coming next week. Is episode 7 and 8. Which while I'm talking, I'm here trying to pull out the episodes. I'm like, come on, damn it! My technology wants to fail me again. But next week, episode 7 and 8. Episode 7 is 6 Degrees of Separation. Pretty interesting name.
Oh,
And the
yes.
other one is Flesh and Bones. So 7 and 8 will be next week's episode. So I can't wait for this. And if guys, of course, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Ding, ding, ding that bell for notifications for future videos of us here. But not only here, everybody in the PCP Army Bad Batch. The links are below. Rockin' Robbie, pop culture philosopher. Not only on the YouTube, now he's on the Insta on Whiplash Wednesday with us, doing the Whiplash Wednesday thing with us. Station. Thank you so much for that. He is actually the bridge to our show now. You know what I mean? Which is pretty cool. Like we're the appetizer for his show on Sundays. So great stuff all around through it. Whiplash Wednesday is always amazing. Like we said earlier, all those shows coming up. Of course, I'll say it one more time tomorrow. Me and Fargate, 6 p.m. Eastern. I promise I'll be on time this time, Herm. Come on. You know what I mean? Amazing collected edition show and all that. That'll be my next show. Steph says he has a show tomorrow. Where are you going to be tomorrow, Steph?
With Team Nerd Herd. I'm excited, man.
Station on Friday, of course. I'm going to be finally my collection of New Comic Book Day hauls. 4 weeks for the books.
Nice.
And it's not like my normal past books where it was like a gazillion a week. I did cut a lot, but it's probably gonna take me an hour to go through them because it's still a lot, a whole 4 month worth of books and stuff like that. That's 7 p.m. Eastern. And of course, who has a show on Saturday? Phable has a show. You're gonna be where?
On No Good Comics channel, doing his community chat video at 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. The mayor of comics, that's what we call him. No Good. Justin, awesome dude. Can't wait to hang with him. He does great interviews. I'm sure he's going to ask me some crazy stuff. So come and tune in for that if you can, man.
Yeah, man. I was on that show, and it's a fantastic show. And he wants more people from the PCB Army Bad Batch in here. There's one person he hasn't had yet. He's gonna search for that person. I don't know, somebody, some superstar we have here, movie star looking guy, but you know, he wants you two on there. I mean, he told me like I'm gonna get everybody in there. So not only that, but like you said, it's Mayor Weekend because we're gonna be in #BringFable Tonight show with our guy Justin, special guest. You know what I mean? And I can't wait. Special 4 o'clock Eastern time with our guy Justin. And what movie we're doing?
Modern day sci-fi classic known as Chronicle.
That is the dumbest shit we do. I love it though. It's so fun.
Wait, is that Carmen?
Lord, you lost me, guys. You broke me. And then Phable, you have a show on Monday. What was that show you doing Monday? You back?
We're doing
with
another show, right?
That's
not enough. If you're not sick of my mug by Monday, we're gonna be on PCP movie night, where we're reviewing the John Hughes classic Weird Science, one of my favorite movies, man. Of course, we're gonna have Rockin' Robbie Billups, Jelani, Brooks. You know what I'm saying? I think Manny might even pop up, one of our PCP Army Bad Batch brothers.
Manny's different perspective. That guy?
Manny, yeah, that guy. That guy right there. He might be there. So yeah, I'll join those guys and we'll talk about this classic comedy from the 80s that I absolutely adore.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Like sometimes there'd be a week where you only see us once or twice, and then weeks like this where you gonna see us all the way through the next Whiplash
Yeah.
Wednesday and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But that is amazing.
I'm gonna be on the mayor's Saturday, on our show Sunday, on Robbie's Monday, and then Tuesday I'm getting divorced.
Tuesday, you're done. Either that, or
my
you're
wife
gonna
is
love
gonna
that couch.
leave me.
That couch is gonna look good for a few days, right?
Yeah,
All right. This is usually we do no show and tell today. No show and tell. I wanted to do recent reads, but I didn't get a chance to reread something. Like I said, my dumb ass knocked out. But
Hey, life of a backlog.
Recent reads? Do you guys got anything you want to share with the recent reads, real quick? Starting with Stef.
Yeah, I got a little something I've been picking through lately. So this is one of my little favorite Marvel event minis. It's called Ares by Michael Avon Omen. He's usually an artist, but he writes it. And Ares God of War. And Travel Foreman is the artist.
You already track my interest. The God of War, you know what I'm saying? I love the God of War. So go ahead.
He's dope. They need to bring him back, man. But it's kind of cool because it's like the story picks up like he's kind of outcast from the rest of the Greek gods and stuff because he's deemed like too violent, he doesn't have any honor to him. Like they have honor. He lacks everything. So they kind of ostracized him. He's not even like really the God of War when the series picks up. He's kind of taking a back seat. Like, I don't even want to be a god because he's raising his son, and his son ends up getting kidnapped. Because this happens right when like Thor Ragnarok had happened. So there was like no the Norse gods were not, they're kind of the pantheon of gods who keep things in check in the Marvel universe for the most part, Thor. And he wasn't around, so the gods were just reigning supreme, like attacking each other, doing shit they weren't supposed to. And so the Greek gods are getting their asses beat. And so he ends up, in order to get him to come out, like, we need you, man. We need your dishonor, your nasty ways. They kidnap his son to get him to come out of retirement, and a whole bunch of things pop off. But it was a great series. It's kind of he had a short little stint during like Brian Michael Bendis run on Avengers and like the Mighty Avengers and stuff, Dark Avengers, and he was a really cool character. And this was like the series that got him, was the catalyst to putting him out there, And it's it's cool. I like to he's a dad kind of trying to raising a son, and still a newish dad, so it kind of resonates with me now more so than I did when I read it back in the day. So I've been doing a reread of this right now, and it's still as good as it was when I first read it.
What year was that? Did that come out?
06.
Wow. Okay. Damn, man, you make me feel old now.
I was fresh out of high school. Yeah.
I was fresh out of high school.
Feel old.
God damn it, I feel old now. That was awesome, man. Great review. Is that like 5 issues or 6 issues? I know you probably said it, but my accent listen right. But
I think it's 5. Yep, 1 through it's 5 issues. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it's like a trade kind of thing.
Yeah,
collection.
Yep.
All right.
And I have the 5 issues floppies as well. That's how much of a fan I am of the series.
I'm gonna have to look for that. Like I said, every time if you tell us about something, I end up loving it. You know what I mean? Like it's the track record is great. You know what I mean? So amazing.
Keep it consistent.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah. Just give me more backlog. Thank you very much, Steph. You know what I'm saying? Next up, Phable, you have anything for this week? For reads or next time?
I'll just touch on one read. I started reading The Eternals by Kieran Gillen and Asab Ribic. That book is strange, to say the least. Okay, here's the weird part, right? I'm reading it, and I understand what's going on, but I don't understand what's going on. If that makes any sense whatsoever. It's
A
like
lot of cohesive nonsense.
yeah. Oh my God, that was perfect. Yeah. Cohesive nonsense. There we go. That's exactly what I'm reading. And strangely enough, I don't come out of the comic book like that was fantastic, right? I'm just like, what the heck am I reading? But
Right.
I want to read the next issue.
Figure out what's
So
all going on.
it's weird, and it's I
Still
don't know
caught
if
your
it's
interest.
I don't know if I'm interested or I'm morbidly curious.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I mean. I don't know if I'm like compelled or like I'm just like I don't know. I just want to see what's next. I just want to see, and you know what I mean. I don't know. So yeah, Eternals. That's what I've been reading right
Nice.
now. If I
Alright.
had to put a grade on it, I'm read issue 1 through 4, 2.5 backlogs for now. We'll see what happens.
Okay. So
This is that.
Station, yeah, man. Station. Yeah, I've been like I said, like I've been reading a few things. Like I'm trying to find the issue so I can talk about it. I'll probably talk more about it on Friday. But the Jade McKay issue from 87 and the Mary Jane and Black
Oh
Cat
yes.
issue, they came out the same week. And if I'm not mistaken, the Amazing Spider-Man 87 one had Wells on it and stuff like that. But that was a mistake or something like that. I don't know if the copy I got has that mistake in it. You guys know the errors and stuff like
Could
that.
be yeah.
I could be mistaken, but that's what I heard. Anyway,
No,
there was
you might have one of those valuable like the error copies that they might had to like do a reprint or something like you hold on to that back in.
If I because I read about that. Now I gotta recheck again. You know how like they tell you something, you're like, oh snap. Now I gotta go
think
check.
that's it.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Kind of like the Spawn #1 when Todd McFarlane said there was like half of them are the messed up cover inside with the black on top of
Yeah.
the symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even check that yet. I can't wait to find it. Even I have it, but yeah, like I can't find it right now. Like, damn it, I'm gonna have to talk more about it Friday. But I just wanted to say I enjoyed those 2 issues. Like I said earlier, Jade McKay, like maybe he should have wrote the thing. You know what I mean? I just thought like how he caught a lot of things they were saying sounds like them. I'm not a get off my lawn guy because I love the Dan Slott run. He kind of went off the lawn a little bit in his run, which I'm okay because it's him telling the story, so I don't mind. But the way they were talking, the way Black Cat and Mary Jane,
oh yeah,
they went so long suffering with Peter Parker and all that, and the bed and all that. They kind of had a bond through that, and you
Because of
see
all
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So in the Mary Jane Black Cat issue, they have a talk at the end and everything, and then like she Black Cat tells her, it's not that I want him back, but I do love him. It's not that I want him back. I can't live up to her being a movie star and all that. And she laughs because she says, "Well, you say that," because she's like, "Why are you laughing?" She's like, "You say that because I have to live up to a dead person, which is Gwen Stacy." You know what I mean? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just little stuff like that.
Like the grass is always greener to you know.
Exactly. So they give each other a little comfort, like hug each other and all that. So that was pretty cool. So that was my favorite scene of the 2 books.
Yeah, that sounds dope. Have you read the Black Cat series from Jed McKay?
Oh heck yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I already know he knew how to write her because I love that series so much. It's a great series.
Yeah.
So like when I saw he doing Black Cat, it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he already knows how to deal with her and all that. And to have him write an awesome Mary Jane, I think he's wrote the best Mary Jane for a long time. Like there's been decent ones, but like even Dan Slott didn't write Mary Jane very well. I don't know if he liked her or not or stuff like that. Nick Spencer wrote a decent Mary Jane in the beginning, but then it was just like, all right, you know what I mean? But J McKay looked like I want him to do this book now. It's just like, oh damn, they kind of messed it up for Wells now. You know what I mean?
Herm says it. I trust your love in Spidey. So if he's got a voice for it,
he's great. Listen, man, I'm reading Moon Knight, and Moon Knight is great, man. I love it.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard people not like it, or maybe they're old Moon Knight fans, and this just
Right.
doesn't vibe with the old Moon Knight. But as a person who's never read Moon Knight, like I read sparse issues in the '80s,
Right.
here and
Right.
there in the early '90s, but nothing like coherent, nothing like a whole run, of Moon Knight. Um, I'm enjoying it, brother. I like this
Yeah.
Moon Knight run. Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
I kind of like it too. Like I didn't get issue 7 because of cuts and stuff. I'm gonna have to go
Mm.
back and get that. But I'm
Right.
bringing it back into my thing. So I'm like, out of all that, you put that back on the list. What are you doing, Herm? Jay McKay is awesome, man. Like he's still becoming one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
With Chip,
Honestly.
yeah. With I still love Donny Cates, even though a lot of people throw some shade on him and stuff like that. But these guys I love. Jay McKay is getting up there with me. You know what I mean? He really is.
Yeah.
So
Hey
like,
man, Donnie's still doing it, man. Donnie's still selling spec books like crazy. People didn't learn from Venom or nothing. They're still buying Hulk like crazy, still buying Thor like crazy. And I don't know what he's doing in Hulk, but I'm there for it. Like it's just a ride. It might not make any damn sense,
Yeah.
but
Fun.
he makes it interesting enough. And Ryan
he made
Otley's
it
art,
different.
yeah.
And it, like you said, interesting. Like everybody always complains, oh, make it different, and they do. And Donny Case make it crazy, he brings the kid out of him. The kid comes out of him, and he's got the right artist. I'll question this no more. Ryan Otley with him doing that crazy stuff after reading the first compendium of Invincible. I'm all in to this series. I'm enjoying that series too. That's one of my favorite series too. So, I know our guy, our aficionado, our Robbie, not liking that one. You know what I mean?
He liked this last issue though. He liked it.
He liked it, but he's still trying to like.
Well, because he thinks the concept is silly, and I understand where he's coming from because it is kind of silly. It is kind of ridiculous and
right
out
up
there.
His alley.
Out there, yeah.
Silly's right up his alley. He loves that stuff.
I know,
what I mean?
but you don't know if he likes like traditional Hulk, and this is too much for him. You know what I mean? Oh, what is that?
If this was even I'm picking up Hulk, he's doing something right.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like it's out there, but it's well written enough to enjoy. And if you just let it go and take it for the ride, you're gonna enjoy it too.
Enjoy it.
You know what I mean? And who knows? This might all like it sounds ridiculous, but it might all be like going somewhere.
No,
that is real relevant and grounded. You just never know. You know what I mean?
Give him a chance, man. Give him a chance.
Yeah. And Donnie's that's one of his focuses as a writer is like relationships between it's parent and child, but particularly father and son. And who else has one of the most troubled, interesting father-son relationships than Bruce Banner and his dad? Like there's a lot of trauma there. I think he's going to be exploring that, and he's probably one of the best writers to be doing that right now. Right. While keeping things fun and explosive as a whole comic should be.
So sometimes like I love the Hickman stuff. I love Jeff Lemire. Great writers. I'm not gonna sometimes I need a Donny Cates to like slow down and just enjoy the ride, you know what I mean? Because those other ones
everything has to be like deep introspective and
so like that's why I like all of them. That's why you like variety. That's why people love the indies. Because you have all these different writers, you know what I mean? You want the differentness, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I know it's hard now to do the big two. Because almost anything has been done. You know what I mean? They might recycle past ideas and throw their own ideas in it. That's why you see this Devil's Reign thing going on. And I'm enjoying Devil's Reign. You know, I haven't read the last few issues. You know what I'm saying? But I'm enjoying the heck out of it. And I see a lot of people in the community still enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? So that's another one of my favorites and stuff like that. And then, so like Marvel right now, like people are starting like more of the Marvel stuff and like shine away a little bit. It's going back and forth between Marvel and DC. Like before, last year it was DC over Marvel, and now like Marvel's like shifting it a little bit.
They're starting to like get some momentum back, or like it seems like they might have an overall plan. Maybe it seems, but I agree.
Yeah. So I think like I'm hoping DC looking like they're gonna do that. I'll drop a few bat books, add some more variety in there because after a while, it's like even me, I love Batman. Like people, oh, you complaining now? I love Batman, but it's a lot. I can't. If I buy all the Bat books, I won't be able to buy any other books.
No,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Fact.
It's that point to me right now. Yeah. So love it, man. I don't know. We went on a video game. Like we could talk about that too. We went on a comic book tangent, but yeah, that's pretty good. And like indies, I'm starting to cut down a little bit because what happens is I want to be caught up with my Marvel and DC. That's always going to be my thing.
Yes.
And the indies, I end up not reading them and picking them up. What if I don't
You
like
might as
them?
well be having a trade. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I'm the same way, man.
Yeah, you know, yeah, exactly. Like you're stacking these books. You might not know if you like it or not. You're just trying to be a completionist and have the whole story or whatever it is. And at the same time, you can just get the trade, spend less money, and you don't have to worry about it being an ongoing because 75% of the indies are 5-issue minis.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Like very few of them are really ongoing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I feel you, bro. I feel you. If I was to cut something, that's the first thing to go.
Absolutely.
And I don't like saying that. I love my indie books, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
You know.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we love indie too. Like all the indie lovers, don't get on us.
Right.
Real quick, Hardcore Station. Sorry, Steph, what you were saying? I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying we love all books. You know, it's just like the big two. You kind of you. It's part of the fun of it. Is it's not a necessity, but it's part of the fun of it is staying in the week to week cohesiveness of the stories and staying up to date with continuity. And it's like like you said with like indie minis, they're kind of they release a mini and then maybe 6 months later they'll release another mini. So in between that half a year gap, you still have enough time to go back and read the trade. And it's not like Marvel stuff where it's week to week. DC, week to week. You kind of need to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
Fargate, just wait to get collected editions after you hear if it's any good. That does make a lot of sense. Like I said, we're backlogging. What was the backlog? Well, I still don't know what that is, but we're backlogging all these backlogging all these books. Stay tuned for more of that on Friday, where I mess up everything. But and then I only get to read my absolute favorite, or even if it's not my absolute favorite, when the books come and I go get them, I read the ones that I'm caught up with because I'm behind that one over there. You know what I mean? And sometimes some of them are Marvel books too. You know what I mean? Some of them are DC books too. So so my hauls are gonna be a little bit shorter coming in the future. I'm gonna try to read them before I do the show, so I can have a review / showing the books while kind of like Nick does, but together. You know what I mean? Nick throws what he got, and then he has his Nick at Night. So I'm not as good as Nick. Nick is fantastic with his Nick at Night. Love his Nick at Night. But yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at, and that's my state. Leave people wondering because people have asked me,
where you been?
Where's the whole video? They're like, I miss you. You know what I'm saying? I got that a couple of times, and I'm like, you see me every time on Sundays and Wednesdays. But they want to see the solo Herm sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And me acting crazy and stuff like that. What I do in those, that silliness I do. But I guess. I mean, you see me for like 4 to 5 hours a week. You still want to see more. I mean, I appreciate it, man. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we got for the week. We're gonna wrap it up right under 2 hours. We started a little late, so technically we're supposed to be already at 2 hours. But next week we're gonna make another attempt to start on time, 8 p.m. We might change it in the future, maybe not. We're still trying, guys. We're still trying to stay with us and watch all the shows we talk about in the future. And guys, anything else you want to say before we wrap this up? Or we leave?
Fable's hands.
Let's talk about video games. Another hour. No, just kidding. I get it.
Oh man, you know how I always say, man, be excellent to each other, but party on, dudes.
Station, guys, and peace out. takes forever sometimes. What the hell is it?
Yeah!